So let's talk about interviewing.
Sure.
Okay, you just spoke about how you've been getting interviews, primarily is through networking.
Sure. Yep.
So now you have the interview, and let's talk about first interviewing via the phone, because when I was moving up the ranks, there was no phone interview, and that seems to be more normal today, is things over the phone. And it's funny because I was interviewed on the radio a couple of times, and it was hard for me because I didn't have the visual cues. I couldn't read the other person's face. Have you ever had a phone interview?
Yeah. So nowadays, what I've found the last couple of years, it's been they'll do a phone interview, and then you'll do if you get past that stage, you may do a second one, and then you'll get the interview. Because think about nowadays, people are so busy with a million different things going on that they can't afford to bring every person in for an interview. So this is a good way to kind of see if the person could be a good fit for the company.
Right, right. What do you recommend for having a phone interview? And what might be your top tips for that?
So it gets back to kind of the preparation part of it. So with the phone interview, I do the same thing. I go on LinkedIn. I'll look at the person who's calling me. I'll do background research. I try to do a ton on the company as well, because you want to, what they've done recently. It shows that you have interest and you care, and you're kind of in this. Because ultimately, like you said before, they want to hire someone. They're hiring someone for the company. So if you come on board, you have to go out there and be able to speak knowledgeably about their product. And you also, in this part too, you have to differentiate yourself from everybody else.
Now, when you're on the phone with somebody, though, do you listen for vocal cues? I mean, a lot of people, when they're interviewing, they're very, very nervous, and they feel they have to fill all the space. I also feel that a lot of people that have self-esteem issues feel like they have to overcompensate and speak a lot when they should be listening. Are there any specific vocal cues that you might be listening for? For me, it would be like if somebody pauses.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear what they're going to say next. Because sometimes your natural thing is to jump right in when they pause. So
I would say that's the biggest thing, because you don't want to obviously speak over them. So you wait for that pause, give it a few seconds. People tend to kind of rush into things. So I would, as they're going to, listen to what they're saying, and then that'll help with the flow of the conversation as well. Because too many times people are thinking, what am I going to say next? Is this the right thing? And how do I sound? You really have to pay attention, listen to what they're saying. Because then you'll know when it ends, okay, give it a pause, give it a second, and then respond to it. And the conversation's going to flow a lot better.